Hello, huge movie fanatic Nate coming at you with hopefully just some relatively short video with some recently developed news that I kind of just, came upon. Basically, it turns out that, I don't know what their availability currently is, but I don't know if maybe they're out of print or whatever, but I just came across the fact that this fall, starting in September, on September 12th, they're going to re-release for Paramount, I think, because I think the Friday 13th series was licensed out to for a while to Warner Brothers, and they put out that fantastic Blu-ray box set of every Friday 13th movie all in one kind of, slam bang tin box set or whatever. So I think the rights have reverted back to Paramount. So maybe, because of that fact, I don't know if the first three movies, because originally the first three movies were the only Friday 13ths available, on their own on Blu-rays, being able to buy just one, two, or three separately. And that happened, like, I think back in, whatever, was it 2009 maybe, when the stupid reboot was coming out or whatever. So those, were the only three movies you could buy separately of the Friday 13th franchise on Blu-ray. And I don't know if those have since gone out of print or what, but I've just got some relatively cool news here, which is they're the first four, from what I can tell. This info I'm just getting from Blu-ray.com. It just shows when you type in the titles these particular release dates. So it says for Friday 13th, 1980, a Blu-ray is coming out, a standalone Blu-ray is coming out on September 12th, and then for Friday 13th Part 2 and 3, it says a standalone Blu-ray for each one of those movies, or actually, it does, well, I don't know, maybe it's a double feature, I don't know, but the date for those two titles is September 26th, and very exciting, for the very first time ever on Blu-ray, Friday 13th, the final chapter, from what the dates are showing on Blu-ray.com, will actually be coming out on a, just a single title Blu-ray on October 10th. So that I just wanted to make a video about that, me just being a huge Friday 13th fan, and just really loving kind of more or less the first four movies, or 1, 2, and 4 in particular, of Friday 13th films, and it was just, I always thought it was just a shame, and particularly to those people who didn't have a chance to get the tin when it came out, and the DVD or the Blu-ray collection of the whole Friday 13th franchise when that tin came out. Obviously they don't have any means to have 4, 5, 6, or any of the rest of the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or Jason Goes to Hell or Jason X on Blu-ray. So I'm just stopping by to drop that news. I'm actually kind of curious, to be honest, about the final, or the Blu-ray final chapter, because obviously I have the standalone Blu-rays of the first three, and each one of those contains something that's very important to me, which is original mono track, because all those Blu-rays are remixed 5.1, and luckily these three standalone Friday 13ths on Blu-ray each have original mono. And what was a really bummer about the Blu-rays on the Warner Brothers distributed Friday 13th collection on Blu-ray is that, for all of them are nothing but 5.1 tracks. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that when the Blu-ray of Final Chapter comes out, standalone release, that it will, just like the standalone releases that were put out by Paramount of 1, 2, and 3, that Final Chapter will include a original mono track. Now on Blu-ray.com, we are not seeing that in the kind of the audio track selections, but I don't know. I'm still hoping that Paramount will in fact offer original mono for Final Chapter, because the Blu-ray in the collection, the tin of the Friday 13th collection looks fantastic, and the 5.1 remix on just my two stereo speakers that I have connected to the TV, I mean, it's not that much different from the original mono, but still, just being a purist, I just love to have original mono on Final Chapter, because that's like probably my second favorite Friday 13th movie after the first one. So fingers crossed for that. It'd be interesting to see what the artwork looks like. Chances are it'll be the same kind of crappy artwork that was featured on DVDs back in whatever, '09, when they put out the remastered DVDs of all of them, and they, you know, they all have 5.1, and just the kind of the crappy, just ridiculous, like the artwork for the first maybe 3 movies is okay, but then after that, like, it's just like, what the, you know, what is going on here? So, gosh, you know, my biggest dream, of course, for these newly new Blu-rays to be released of Friday the 13th films is to have, you know, the original kind of cover art or poster art, or, well, I guess you can't say poster art, because for a lot of these movies, like Final Chapter in particular, I mean, there really wasn't any artwork. It was just kind of on the original poster, just words. But you know, give us that hockey mask laying in blood with the knife in the eye from the, you know, the video release of Final Chapter. But it'll probably most likely be just that kind of just crappy artwork from '09 or whatever, or maybe even worse. They probably, I'm sure they had a lot of, almost 10 years to come up with even worse artwork since. So I just wanted to drop by in a video that is probably longer than I intended it to be, just to share with you this exciting news of the, from what I would presume to be like these original standalone movies of 1, 2, and 3 being now out of print or whatever, because now they're coming out again. But the most exciting thing about this is, for the first time, Final Chapter in its own standalone disc. So thank you very much for watching this video, and as always, we'll catch you next time.